Hello and welcome to the show, the Paducah Human Rights Commission television show, Raising the Standard. And I have a co-host here, Leslie Page. Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you.
And she's a new commissioner on our board, and we also have several interns that we're going to introduce to you today. It's going to be a fun show. We also have Cheyenne Jones singing today. So it's going to be a treat today. But before we begin, let's tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name's Leslie Page. I am a faculty member at West Kentucky Community and Technical College, and I teach several courses in the area of psychology, a couple in criminal justice as well. And I've been teaching part-time at the college since '08 and full-time since 2012. And outside of here, I'm also a licensed psychological practitioner. And I've been on the Human Rights Commission since August, and I was told about the commission by my good friend and fellow faculty member, Gary Reese. So he sort of roped me into it, and I'm really glad that he did, because I've met some wonderful people and had some great opportunities with this commission.
And Kelsey has been, Leslie has been an asset to the board. We're so glad to have you on.
Thank
and
you.
you're not a slacker either.
Yeah,
You're pretty smart.
I'm all right.
And we have some wonderful guests here. Kelsey Couch, which is a new commissioner, and Michael Hassel, which is an intern. So welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
So Kelsey, let's begin with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a student here at West Kentucky Community and Technical College. I'm majoring in criminal justice. I currently work at Paducah Day Nursery, and I have two little girls. One is getting ready to be 7, and my other one is 3. Pretty much that's all about me right now.
Okay. And Michael, tell us about yourself.
I'm 16 years old. I go to school at Paducah Tillman High School, and I am involved in several extracurricular activities, but my favorites are probably band and choir, and I just made All-State Choir, and I'm a very active member on our speech team.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Now, did you go to the Gator Bowl?
I did, and that was a very fun experience for us last year.
Right. So we got some smart people on.
Yeah, and talented.
Yes. Did you have any questions for Kelsey or Michael?
What made you two interested in serving on the Human Rights Commission?
For me, it was, I have 2 daughters who are interracial, so me personally, I've never had to deal with any discrimination or anything, but I feel like in this day and age, it's something that does happen regardless, and I want to be able to help those who are, also getting more involved in the community and things like that.
One question, Kelsey. When you have your daughters, and you said they're interracial, so I'm assuming black and white?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you take them out, do you get funny looks or stares?
No, actually. I've never actually ran into any of that with them. A lot of people just tell me how pretty they are. I've never had any like weird comments or anything like that. So honestly, to my face, I've never had anybody say anything.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good. Paducah's coming around. I mean, because sometimes if you're in the South, people will look at you funny or think, well, whose kids are those, you know?
Yeah.
And as far as you, Michael, why did you want to be a part of our board?
Well, this past year, I would say I've becoming like more of a mature person, and I've applied for a youth lead, and I got accepted into that, and so I'm starting to want to get more involved in our community, and so I'm seeing these different ways to get involved, and so I applied.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Do you think it's a need for our board, Michael?
I do think there's a need for a board, and I think people my age and adults need to know what the Paducah Human Rights Commission is all about.
Exactly. And one of the things that we have is the internship, which I think this is we're going into our 2nd year of this, and I think by us involving young people, young teenagers involved in this board, it just kind of sheds a different light on Paducah and how we can better make diversity more effective in this area. As far as you, Kelsey, do you feel like it's necessary for us to have such a board in the area, in the West Kentucky area?
Yes, I believe there should be a board like this in any city, any town, just for the fact that sadly today there is still discrimination with your age or color, anything like that. So I believe that this is a really good organization, a really good commission to be on and to be in any town.
Exactly, and to just be effective
Mm-hmm.
and to know what's going on in our community. Listening to the different complaints, you know, we hear things that maybe
Mm-hmm.
other people don't hear in the workplace and in housing as well. So although the interns are not that involved in the complaint process, but you guys are very involved in the education process and helping us to get the word out to other teenagers in the community. So that's really good. Did you have any questions, Barbara?
Yeah, in teaching, you know, young people, people fresh out of high school, when I start to talk about prejudice and discrimination and ageism, sexism, racism, all the isms are bad. But when I talk about those things, my students will say, "What? We are past that. We don't care about that stuff. That's our parents. Our parents and our grandparents care about all that. We don't see color," they say. How do you think your generation views those issues? Do they care? Do they recognize them as still being important to talk about?
I think they're still important to talk about, and I still think it sometimes is an issue. It's not as shown as I could say before, but we may not show it, but we do still like see it, but we just don't press an issue about it.
Well, and in some ways, you know, like racism, for instance, racism is definitely still there, but maybe now it's more subtle. And sometimes when it's more subtle, it can be more dangerous.
Exactly. Because for me, I like to see where you stand. I don't like the subtleness, because subtleness, I do agree with you, and that's a very good point that you brought up. As far as you, Kelsey, what are your hobbies? What are your likes? What do you like to do? Besides those beautiful kids.
Yeah, they take up pretty much a lot of my time. I play softball during the warmer months. It's too cold to play now. I'm part of our criminal justice club here at the college, the Alpha Beta Epsilon. My kids take up so much time, and they're getting to the age where they're into cheerleading and dance and all that. So that is pretty much my life, is taking care of their needs and their little hobbies that they have, and then my little softball on the side, and that's about it.
So Kelsey, tell me about this club that you're involved in. It sounds interesting.
The Criminal Justice Club, it's AEV, and we pretty much get together every 2 weeks and we talk about things in the community we want to get involved in. We've given back to PASAC. We're currently getting things together with the Angel Tree, which is an organization where you pretty much adopt a child for Christmas. That is exactly what we're working on right now. We get involved in things that's at the college. If they're having certain activities or anything like that, we try to get involved as well.
Okay, sounds like a good club. Now, as far as you, Michael, what are some of your interests and your hobbies? I know you're very involved in school.
Yes, ma'am. When I'm not at school, I do a Market House Theater. I do shows there.
Oh, wow.
Last season, I was in How I Became a Pirate, and I was Shark Tooth. And then during the summer musical, I was in Young Frankenstein, where I played the old blind hermit. When not at Market House, I enjoy playing with my little sister and playing piano. I play piano for my church, Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church. And so between school and having rehearsals for church and doing Market House shows, most of my time is spent at school practicing for something.
You are a very busy young man.
Yes, ma'am.
This is good. I believe every man needs to be busy.
Yes.
If you're not working, you need to do something. So that's good. Very good. We're excited to have you all on our board, obviously. You guys have a vast array of interests, and you both are very smart, and they're going to be an asset on our board. And as far as the education, when we start going into the schools, we're going to be looking for a lot of input from the interns as well. And as far as the complaints, you will be one of the ones that's on the decision making on what we need to do. And so what do you think, Paige? You think they'll work out?
I'm excited. I'm thinking maybe the Human Rights Commission could have a play too. We've got thespians and singers and.
Exactly. He's very talented. That's very good. Really good. One other question I did want to make sure we ask is, how would you like to see our board impact the community? Either one of you, because I want both of you to answer. Maybe start with you, Kelsey.
I'd like to see it impact to get others involved as well. Like nowadays, the younger generation is, like we were just talking about earlier, they're not as open about racism, and they're saying it's not around and things like that. And it really is. Still, it still is, and it still needs to be addressed. And they need to know how important it is. And I believe that as a commission could focus on that and go out in the communities and be more involved and show others how important it is to be involved in your communities and others.
Exactly. What about you, Michael?
I think the internship is what I was thinking that's getting more of us involved, because most of the time people my age, they like wouldn't go straight to you all.
Right.
Just because like it seems kind of intimidating going to adults sometimes about problems. So like having us where like they could talk to us as on a friendship level, and if need be we could come to you all about it and go back and tell them what we need to so the problem can be solved.
Exactly. Or maybe just give them advice, So that's very good. We both appreciate you guys coming on the TV show today and coming to see Raising the Standards. So you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to have 2 more interns on the show. And we're going to take a break right now for Cheyenne Jones singing. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome back to Raising the Standard. I hope you enjoyed Cheyenne Jones' song. I'm sorry, I apologize. I pronounced her name before wrong. So it is Cheyenne Jones, and thank you, Ms. Jones, for singing the Star Spangled Banner for us. And we're going to begin with Paige. You want to go ahead and introduce our guests?
Sure. We're happy to have 2 more new student interns. We've got Tylandria Daniels, who goes by Ty, and Meg Hancock joining us today. So would each of you like to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, I'll start. I'm like Michael said earlier, I'm really involved in band. I just love to do it. I don't know what else to say about it. But and also during the spring I do track and field. And last summer actually, I helped with the Boys and Girls Club and helped coach some of the little kids, and I thought that was pretty fun, pretty interesting.
Now, what do you play?
In band, usually percussion, like the big marimba, the mallet instruments, and then
Yes.
for concert I play the bass clarinet.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
What's your event in track and field?
Shot and discus.
Really? Wow. You're
Oh,
tough.
she's tough. Yeah.
Strong. Good.
Yeah, I made it to state last year.
Good for you.
No, go girl.
Thank you.
And so Meg, tell us about yourself.
I'm a junior at Tillman, like Michael and Ty, and I'm on speech team, like Michael, and like Michael and Ty, I'm in the music department, but I'm in orchestra, and I've played viola for a while at Tillman, and I'm also on academic team, where I do composition and arts and humanities, and then I'm on the mock trial team, where I'm an attorney, and I'm in literary circle and recycling club, and that's all I can think of at the moment.
Do you have time for our board?
I think so. I want to.
This is wonderful.
Yeah,
This is
I feel like
wonderful.
an underachiever.
I
compared
know,
to
I
these
know.
guys.
These some smart ladies here. Now, do you want to be an attorney when you come out of school, or?
Maybe. I like history and English, and I like political science and things like that, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that. But possibly mock trials helping set precedent for that.
Okay. And Ty, have you thought about what you would like to do when you come out of college?
I know it's something in the medical field. That's all I have right now. A physician's assistant. That sounds kind of
Okay.
interesting to me right now.
All right. Okay. Wonderful. Now you're on the Human Rights Board as interns. Do you think it's a need for our board in the community?
I think so. I think that human rights is something that isn't always put into the public eye, but it's always something that exists, whether it's being publicized or not. And I think having a board that brings it to the public's attention is really important, so that people can understand that not everything is perfect, but we're most definitely trying to make an effort to improve it.
Yes, yes. What about you, Ty?
I think it's really important because sometimes you don't really, and it might just be day to day, you don't really notice the things that you say. Like sometimes I might call Meg a white person or something like that, and that's still, it might not mean anything by it, but
Right.
it's still demeaning in a way because she is a person and I am a person. I just wouldn't want somebody to refer to me as being white or being black. And I think that's just little stuff that you might not notice that you do, but it's a problem, I guess you could say. But I think it's very important to have it.
That's a very good vision or way. That's a good view of saying that, because sometimes in the workplace, and it doesn't have to be a color thing, you know, we could make gestures on our jobs and say little things to maybe the opposite sex, and we may not mean anything by it, but maybe they take it the wrong way. Or if they're our friends, they may not take it the wrong way, but somebody else may. So that's a very good view of that. So I think that's very good. You ladies are very smart, aren't they?
They are. And all three of you guys go to Tillman. And I've always loved all my students from Tillman, and it is a different atmosphere there than your average high school. My students that I've had from there, it seems that things like racism or classism or the things that might exist in other areas, it's not like that at Tillman, and my Tillman students have not been like that towards each other. What makes it that way?
Because we have a very diverse class. Like, me and Meg are in a really big class. It's 40 people in one class. I mean, we have a lot of people. I mean, we have someone that's Muslim. We have, people that's black, white, anybody in that one class. I mean, you just can't not interact with them. You can't it's just breaking those barriers because we're so diverse.
So it's just pure exposure to people that are different. has made it
And
that
really,
way.
we've grown up with these people for forever.
Right.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah, complete.
Do you try to learn their culture, like the Muslims? Do you try to learn their culture? Do you ask them questions about, their beliefs?
I think so. I remember freshman year we took a class called AP Human Geography, and it was all about the transfer of culture around the world. And we talk about holidays and languages, and most of us were familiar with what Christmas traditions and things like that, though we didn't have as much exposure to some of the Muslim traditions, and so we got to hear about those. And we've had different people come in and talk to us about things, and I think, something that's really great about Tillman is all learn to respect one another and different interests and things like that, which I think is definitely a positive that comes from Tillman.
And I think the key word you said was respect. Respecting other people's beliefs. And that's a very good quality to have on our board. And we as a community, we need to respect that people are just different. That's very good. And you know what, when we go to the educations at the school, maybe we should go to that class, because I would like to see that class and interact. And of course, like we told Michael, when we start educating the schools and going to the schools about Paducah human rights, we will be taking a lot of input from you interns. So we know you're busy, but we will need your input on how to approach teens. Michael did say, well, sometimes the teens may not want to go to an adult, but we're adults and we need to know. I do. I'm a grandmother, and sometimes the generational gap is this far, and I have no clue. Mm-hmm. So you guys being on the board is going to be an asset to us. So we're excited about having you all.
I believe Michael called us intimidating. I kind of like that.
I know.
Yeah, we're intimidating.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's good.
You think so?
Yeah.
We think it's good. So, tell us about your hobbies. Let's start with you, Ty.
Okay, I'll start again. I love to read. I try to read. I mean, if it's not something for class, I try to read on my own oftentimes. I like to watch Jeopardy. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know why. I just do. I hate that I have to stay after school because I miss it at 3:30. 2:30 to 3:30, that's Jeopardy time right there. But other than that, I like to just do stuff to stay busy because really, you get to procrastinate, be lazy. I just try to do stuff that just keeps my mind going always.
That's wonderful. What about you, Meg?
I'm with Ty. I'm a reader too, and I like to write and be involved in things like that. And then, this doesn't sound lame, but I have 2 cats that I like a lot.
That's
not lame at all. No.
Their names are Pip and Puck, and they're both kittens, and they're both literary characters. Puck from Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, and Pip from Dickens' Great Expectations. So you can see where that came from. And they help me study. I mean, help being not very true. They like to sit there and watch me while I study and kind of mess with me. But I like them a lot.
All right. Very good. I had a question, but it just popped out. I don't know. We're excited to have you guys. As far as racism or discrimination, have you seen it? Have you seen that maybe in school or maybe in the store or in the community? And if you've seen it, how did you react? How did it make you feel?
I think I've seen it in like Ty said earlier about in ways that probably aren't intentional, like on social media or in stereotypes or jokes and things like that, where people are not intentionally doing that, though it's most definitely harmful.
Right.
And I think it's things that have not been intentional, but I think people are usually shocked when they've realized what they said or when they realize the implications of what they said. And I think usually from what I've seen, people have tried to correct them, or I've tried to correct them. But I think that's probably where I've seen it in the most prevalent way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you think that technology and maybe social media has made these kinds of issues worse and given sometimes people a platform to be, bad people?
I think so, because anybody can hide behind a screen. That is the biggest thing I think most people say. Anybody can say anything they want to anybody. I think that sometimes it brings people together. That's a positive of it, but the bad thing, it can spread really fast. And I think that's the downfall of technology, because we feel like we're more comfortable behind the screen and that we can really say what we want, but it's just not right in a sense.
And the key thing you said, well, we can say what we really want. Maybe they are saying what they really want to say, That's very good insight, ladies. As far as being an intern on the board, how would you like to impact the board?
You can go ahead.
Okay, I just like to bring in our side of things, because I think in school sometimes people want to make it a racist thing or just a gender thing for that matter. People, you're a young person, you want to make it that. And I think now is the time where you really start to form your own opinions about things, because, a lot of things is really about your parents and how they feel.
Exactly.
But now is really our time that we feel like I can have my voice and how I really feel about it. So that's what I think.
Very good.
Yeah.
What about you,
and
Mary?
going off of what Ty said, I think that if we can encourage people, in our peer group that these issues do exist and that we need to talk about them, that they will start to form their own opinions and start to think on their own 2 feet instead of regurgitating what they've heard before. And I think that could be a really great impact that this board could have in encouraging young people to become their own person.
Very good. Very good. And how old are you ladies?
16.
17. I'm 17.
16
now.
and 17. And are you a senior?
No, I'm a junior as well.
You're junior and
A junior.
junior. Okay, so we should have you for a little while. This is exciting because you guys are smart, and we need smart interns.
And energetic.
Yes.
And we're tired.
Well, again, we're so glad you guys have joined our board, and we're looking forward to the work that you're going to input on our board. And at any time, if anyone is interested in the Paducah City Human Rights Commission or even becoming an intern, please feel free to call us, and you are welcome to apply. You have to be approved, of course, and as far as the interns, we need stellar students. We need students that are out there, go-getters, and willing to work, and not only that, to be well-rounded. And plus, you guys are good examples of what the adults of tomorrow should be. And this is one of the goals of our board, is just to bring education to make tomorrow a better day. And so we're so excited to have you on. And Paige, do you have anything you want to add to this?
I can't say it any better than you just did.
You know what? We're glad to have Paige on our board. She's so exciting, and she has such energy on the board. She says she's tired, but I don't believe that. But again, at any time, if anyone feels like they've been discriminated against because of race, age, or sexual orientation, or national origin, please feel free to contact us. I believe our information is on the screen, or just go to our website. Or if you have any questions, just call the office and we can handle that. And again, thank you for tuning in to Raising the Standard. Paige, we're going to have you on again because you're such a fun co-host.
I'll be on again. I'll be here.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.